SMS is still the killer app for mobile. The personal nature of mobile phones make SMS marketing a very powerful tool. People tend to read virtually every text message they get. Unlike junk email, spam or adverts which can be easily ignored, text is very hard to ignore, hence its effectiveness. When talking about text, handset functionality obviously is what it's all about. The majority of the market or handsets support text messaging. Top tip is keep it text-based, reach everyone with your message. Close to 100% of text messages are read. People love to snack small amounts of information, e.g. the popularity of Twitter. PR SMS or shortcodes. Every business should have one. It's another vital point of contact comparable to landline or website these days. So call us, email us, go to our website or SMS us. It's a great way to grow your opt-in database as well. You just have that number out there and people keep on texting and you just add it to your database of customers. So append your shortcode to all your ad material and stationery, creates an immediate point of contact, establishes two-way communication channel, you and your client, but always give an option to opt out, obviously. 40% of all handsets in SA are web-enabled. I've heard maybe some more than that even. The link in the SMS is for that growing percentage of the market that would like to interact further. Or more importantly, are incentivized to interact further. So, web push, insert a URL to your text message, avoid handset compatibility and display issues of MMS. Pricing is obviously, you're sending enhanced content and you're not paying an MMS price. And people can choose to interact further. It increases the interaction between your brand and your client, gives the option to people with internet-enabled cell phones to engage, and allows you to deliver an array of content, JPEG images, GIF images, video, audio. Obviously, cost and compatibility have restricted the growth of MMS and SA. There are limitations, handset compatibility, costs, network support. Lastly, I just want to touch on something called QR codes. The primary aim of being a symbol that is easily interpreted by scanner equipment. All right? The main features of it over a traditional 2D barcode, which is basically the lines that you've seen on the back of the products, are that it can store sort of several hundred times the amount of data that a traditional barcode can store. Just to touch on its different uses, obviously you're restricted by the fact that not a lot of phones are carrying the software or the reader. So you need to combine your campaign with a link to a reader for most handsets. They're also called semicodes. They're a unique communication method experienced high adoption in Asia. So just to how it works, you embed a URL into a two-dimensional barcode. Consumer takes a photo of the image, the reader interprets the URL and connects the phone to the URL. Applications, well, create immediate satisfaction. Consumer sees a billboard, a poster advertising a movie, takes a photo of the QR code, an application links the mobile to the booking page. All right, that's about it from us. Thanks.
So there seems to be some value in this USSD channel from a security perspective. The banks are feeling more comfortable with it. It's got features that they like, and obviously those are quite important groups for people to jump through. It has the reach, and I think what Chip Chose was talking about there is the capability to reach that mass market. So 95% of people use it in one way or another as a top-up balance inquiry, please call me. So it's a channel that's got a lot of usage in certain segments. Those people in this room that are on contract, you've never used it, you're not going to use it, you're going to stumble around with it. It's not kind of your behavioral type. But it seems to have that nice reach which overcomes all the handset problems, which is one of the things that's kind of bedeviled the successful mobile marketing application in 2009. I think it's also been clear that there have been unclear strategies. I don't think there's any brand that can say we've got a very clear digital strategy that incorporates mobile. We've got ideas and it's opportunistic and someone shows us this and we'll do that, but there's no guy sitting at the back of the CRM thinking environment saying what is it that we can really do with this environment to capture value from the consumer and give them value in return. The costs are important to consumers. When I call Standard Bank, I dial 0861, I feel sort of relatively happy. When I dial 0860, I feel a little bit happier because I'm getting a free call. Why does someone charge me for a 10 rand SMS? That's not like, I know everybody's heard this before, but marketing departments don't make money, they spend money. Sales departments make money. So when people try and use these methodologies that technology gives them simply to to self-fund a campaign, it's just like that's anathema to market. The idea is to engage with your customer in a cost-effective way, that they come back to you and use that channel which you try and develop realistically. So since we were thinking about this 2009 stuff, I took one or two case studies, and I think here it is targeting. You now have this ability to connect with all these different people, use their data, respect their privacy, don't charge them a lot. Targeting is important. You want to be able to connect with that person one-on-one. It should be cost-effective because it's digital, if you do it properly and cost-effectively. So here's an example of a retailer that was looking to use a bulk send message to a targeted group, so leveraging value from customers that they currently had in their database, but they needed to segment and clean up that database. So they did a bulk send with USSD. So immediately they used two mobile components. New technology. They didn't kind of reinvent anything. They simply used what's available, but they thought, how can we use this as a tool to get what we want? They did incentivize it because, you know, as we've said, our reward people, if they tell you something, if they share with you, if they participate, if they enlighten you, and they looked at all the channels and they know calling people at 1 rand 17 minutes or 1 rand 20 minutes outbound calls is not cost effective. What other technology channels are there that you can use to try and engage with your customer? And I think they got good segmentation of interactions, 12 to 16%. Anyone from direct marketing knows that that's a pretty decent figure. Opt-outs low, decent costs, and you're not going to get that from outbound call center trying to get hold of someone and not knowing which is their local vernacular and trying to engage with them. So there's a channel that's a cost-effective way. It's scalable, works in Africa, works in all the common basic handsets. It's a nice channel. And again, that's where I started off saying you've got this channel or this capability. It's simple, so use it simply for simple things. I think we've all banged this drum a long time. It's about measurability and ROI. It's about the ability, as Rob said, you send 500 SMSs, we know 28 guys clicked on the link, 7 of them registered and 2 of them purchased. Great. I'll sit down with my calculator and work out how much I spent, how much got back, and I think this message is very clear. And then I think the challenge still looking forward is it going to be opportunistic usage or is it part of a clear strategy? And that's up to you guys like you sitting in the room where you need to know, am I advising my client just to use mobile for the once off because something's happening as a spring campaign, everybody's happy? Or is it part of an integrated campaign where we begin to know the mobile consumer based on their cell phone number and other stuff that they're going to share with us? Is this something that we're using intelligently or are we just being opportunistic? So I think that's it. Cool.
Basically, mobile applications are more convenient to deliver a better experience. So people, as you can see in the landline versus mobile, people are willing to pay a premium for convenience. So people are willing to pay. It's 2 rand or 3 rand from actual mobile, but if you're willing to walk over to a landline, it's going to be cheaper. So people are willing to pay a premium for convenience and a better service. Now, the reason mobile applications can deliver the type of benefits that you are seeing, for example, it's quicker, it's more responsive, it knows a bit more about me. I don't have to open my browser, wait for it to load, click here, log in. You skip a lot of steps. It's just simply more convenient. The reason for that is that mobile applications got access to services on the phone. So they can store information on the phone, can store data, remember you from the previous time you were there, can access your GPS, so instead of it asking you where you are, it just knows where you are. It's also suited to high user interaction. I think the other technologies you've seen is really, that if you want to get to a Facebook level or if your service really needs people to interact with you, it's very difficult to do that over the other ways of going mobile, such as SMS or MS or USSD. Example is Gmail Mobile. I don't think, there's no doubt that Gmail Mobile is a far better experience than going on your browser and going gmail.com, put in your username, put in your password, and then you get there. And it's just simply, if you've got your application, you open it up, it's stored, it's synced some of your email before, you can even read it while you're offline or you don't have coverage. So I think it also extends the applicability of applications. You can also run it offline. So I think we're really seeing a trend now towards actual applications because they simply are more convenient and offer better experience. Okay, so now generating cash from applications, now people are willing to pay a premium for convenience, and I think we're seeing that happen with the application stores, like the Nokia OV store, the iPhone App Store, the Android Market, the Java Store, and so forth. people are willing to pay for applications that they previously were not willing to pay for online. So people previously were not willing to pay, for example, to go to Facebook.com or Twitter or so forth, but they are willing to pay for a Twitter app, or they are willing to pay for a Facebook app, or they are willing to pay if it delivers a good experience and it's convenient. I think advertising is additional revenue but not main source. I think because it's delivering convenience and value, people are actually willing to pay for it. And short note on content, I think the Amazon Kindle type model, where you've got a content store, is pretty interesting for your magazines, books, etc. It's simply, again, if you look from a people point of view, it's just more convenient than a browser. I think everyone's realizing that the future of delivering services is going to be through a mobile device.